Hello, in this clip we'll discuss a very interesting question. How can we teach a dog not to chase and bark at runners? Actually, this problem can be quite complex. For example, the dog might be overly excited, and if that's the case, we need exercises aimed at calming the dog in general. It's entirely possible that the dog isn't experiencing enough external stimuli in its life, leading it to act out because of boredom. But today we're going to tell you about a commonly used method which usually leads to quite a good result. It's important to start our behavior correction training when the dog is calm. We're going to start our training from a distance at which our dog can actually hear us. If our dog usually starts chasing runners that are 3 meters away, then we should start training 6 meters from an area with runners. If the dog starts chasing runners from 20 meters, then we're going to find a spot from which the dog can still see them, but a distance of 40 or 50 meters. The moment our dog is looking at a runner, we use a marker of good behavior before the dog barks or makes an attempt to chase them. Just in case, the dog should be on a leash so that it doesn't have an opportunity to go after the runner and reinforce this behavior again. Right at the moment your dog is watching a runner, we use a marker of good behavior and feed them. So if, for example, we have a runner here and I'm the dog, my owner is standing on my left. The moment I look at the runner, my owner says, yes. I turn, the owner feeds me. I look at the runner again, the owner says, yes. I turn, the owner feeds me again. Why are we doing this? First of all, we give the dog an opportunity to receive information about the runner without getting too excited when looking at them for too long. So the dog has collected a part of the information, the runner, and then we change its focus. During this time, the dog eats and the food calms the nervous system, and in the meantime, the dog processes the information. When the dog looks at the runner again, we say yes. The dog switches its focus again, eats, calms down, and processes the information further. This way, we're forming a conditioned reflex. If you see a runner, you need to look at me, and then you'll get a treat. At first, we specifically mark the moment when the dog looks at the runner. Literally, the second the dog looks at the runner, we give it a marker of good behavior, or a click. Yes, a treat. Yes, a treat. Yes, a treat. We repeat this 7 to 10 times, and somewhere around the 10th time, we don't say anything and wait for 3 seconds. These 3 seconds are an important period during which the dog is making a decision. If the dog looks at us at some point during these 3 seconds, this is a good sign. This means that they've remembered this chain of logic. If I see a runner, you're going to give me a treat. This means things are going well with the training, and we can move on to the second step of the exercise. In the second step, we won't be marking the dog's look at the runner, we'll be marking its conscious decision to turn away from the runner. So if in the first phase we say, yes, look, a treat, yes, look, a treat. In the second phase we say, look, yes, a treat, look, yes, a treat. We are marking the correct behavior. The dog makes the decision to turn away from the runner on its own. The rule of 3 seconds is extremely important. If during this time the dog is looking at the runner, but at the same time doesn't turn away voluntarily, it means it's not ready yet, and we need to do some more work with the first phase. If the dog keeps looking at the object, which is a source of excitement or stimulation for 3 seconds, and isn't ready to turn away from it to face us, it's likely the dog will start chasing the stimulus on the 4th or 5th second. So we'll have to jump in there after 3 seconds to prevent that. That's why we're helping the dog to make the right decision. We give it a marker of correct behavior again in the moment the dog is looking at the runner. So 1, 2, 3, the dog hasn't turned away. Yes, the dog knows that after a yes, it will be given a treat. And in this phase, we keep repeating 5 to 6 times, after which we make a pause of 3 seconds and evaluate if the dog is ready to move on to the second phase of the training. In the second phase, we'll repeat 7 to 10 times, after which we decrease the distance to the road or path with the runners. For example, we move 1 meter closer, and again we go back to the first step of the training. While this method may be long, we've found that it's very effective.